What is up, everyone? Welcome to the CJ Unedited podcast. I'm James Hanton, and as always, I am joined alongside with Chrissy McNamara. Chrissy, how are you this evening? How was your week? And what are you drinking? Let's get that out of the way first.
My drink of choice tonight is a classic Arnold Palmer.
I am literally drinking the same thing. I made it before. I know it's in a Casey's cup, but this is what I take to work all the time.
I was gonna say, I remember you having something else in that before.
Cheers!
Cheers to Arnold Palmer. It's such a good fall drink and spring drink.
Thank you, Arnold Palmer, for such an amazing drink.
Who would have known? Lemon.
Chrissy, how's your week been? I feel like I haven't seen you in what feels like 2 weeks, even though it's only been a week since we last did an episode.
My week has been it's still a big adjustment at school. It's tiring. And but I did get to the gym 3 days this week, so that's good. And I'm anticipating my trip next week to South Carolina for my cousin's wedding. So all in all, it's been an okay week. How about you?
How was Kalahua's pup party, foam party?
Foam party?
I don't know what Kalua went to.
I should have sent you a picture to share. Yes, Kahlua. Here, maybe I can put my phone up to the camera. Kahlua went to a foam party at daycare yesterday. Yeah, no, it's kind of hard to see because my
it's kind of blurry. If you guys go into our Instagram, this is a plug for our Instagram. If you go to our Instagram at CJ Unedited Podcast, click on Chrissy's bio in the link. It'll be on there.
Yeah, go to my bio. It's also on when I plug Kalua's at the end. It's also on hers. Yeah, she had a blast. She had an awesome time yesterday at the foam party. They had the pools and the foam, and they were jumping through little hoops and giving them little toy balls. And she had a great day, and she was pooped. We always love Wednesdays. Thank you, Fuzzy Butts.
Sorry, I was distracted. It says that my connection was going in and out on Wi-Fi on here, and I was like, oh, this shouldn't be. No, my week was good. Last week, when we were doing our pre-tape show, I was at a concert. I was at Kane Brown. Freaking amazing concert. It was absolutely incredible. I loved it. I wish it wouldn't have ended. He did Crank That Soldier Boy. He did some Blink 182. Patrick Mahomes was there of the Kansas City Chiefs, so that was cool. But no, I mean, it was a very good concert. It's still saying that our connection is crappy, so I'm afraid that's going to go out. And if it does go out, guys, unfortunately, the stream will end because Chrissy has no control over the stream. So that'll be the shortest show we've ever had. No, I mean, it was really good. It was a very fun time. My week's been fun. I was sick on Monday. But other than that, I mean, we had Survivor this week, which is cool. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But no, overall, I had a very fun and interesting week. So I think that, yeah. But I was thinking of something today because you remember last month when we did our personal interest piece, I did Broadway. And you said you've never been to Broadway. Right?
I still have not yet been.
I was like, give me an answer. No,
correct.
So I was thinking, because I'm going to come visit you in the summer, and we know we're going to New York, and you're an English teacher. So I thought, what better show to go see in New York than To Kill a Mockingbird?
That's going to be on Broadway?
It's already on Broadway. It's been on Broadway for 3 years. I've already seen it. I've already seen it once. But I think we should go see it. I would love to go with you. Jeff Daniels is in it, and he plays Atticus Finch. So I think that's really cool. And then, have you ever seen the TV show Weeds?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know Silas, the oldest son?
Yeah.
He plays Jim.
Oh, okay.
So, where'd you go?
My browser has lost connection to the camera. Make sure you have the right camera selected. What? Include any other applications that might be using it?
Oh, there you are.
I just turned the camera back on. Sorry, guys. It's been all weird. I think it's the storm. The storm's making stuff a little weird. I don't know if you're experiencing storm. I don't know.
No, I'm just experiencing really crappy Wi-Fi.
But To Kill a Mockingbird was like my favorite book ever to teach. So that would be love. I used to teach that in my very first years of teaching Catholic school. Even though it was like super canonized and kind of controversial now, I still love it. So
well, we should definitely go and see it. I am getting messages. We are guys. My phone is blowing up right now. I'm trying to contact people. We have our Survivor special next month, and I've been contacting people trying to make sure that they can get on the show. So without further ado, the reason you guys are here are personal interest pieces. It's kind of a grim week today.
It's a
our personal interest pieces. I don't know if you saw our social media, but our stories are insane and our views are very different on this. I have a feeling because when you heard my thing, you were like, "Excuse me," and then when I heard yours, I was like, "What?" So, Chrissy, I guess go ahead and take it away with your personal interest piece.
Okay.
And let me know when you want me to play that video. I have it pulled up. I just have to pull it up.
Okay. So, hey guys, I'm going to be talking a little bit today about something that's kind of affected me directly in my role. Well, indirectly and somewhat directly in my role as an educator for the past 2 weeks. And this has been kind of an issue that's happening for teachers across the country. So if anybody's watching this that's a teacher or knows a teacher, you may have heard of what's been happening. And kind of when I was like, I didn't have to do much research for this because I know exactly what it is and I know exactly how it works. But the thing that I did kind of look into was like why it might be happening. And there's still really no easy answer for it. So I guess I'll just dive into it. Devious licks. Devious licks. So when we think of the word devious, we think of somebody like, I don't know, deceiving someone, maybe like playing the game of Survivor, right? Being like a really strategic villain and taking things to a maximum, trying to deceive others. A lick, initially, I thought was like taking something and licking it, like putting your tongue on it. Apparently, on the street, in more urban areas of the country, the word lick refers to stealing something. So devious lick is or it was, people are still doing it, but it's banned now on the app, but it was a TikTok challenge.
I thought it was the same thing. I thought when you first mentioned devious licks, I was like, someone's going around and licking things? Like, what? That's so gross. Like, doing along with the Tide Pod challenge.
Yeah, because literally when we first heard about it, I was like, what? Like, ew. Like, it's bad enough these kids can't wear the dang mask right when they're in school with like 1,200 other kids. Now they're licking stuff. But the Devious Lick Challenge is a challenge that was presented on TikTok, and it has this very disruptive sounding rap audio. And it encourages kids to go into their schools and pillage things from their schools, particularly mostly in the bathrooms of their schools. So they go into the bathroom and they take things. Soap dispensers, exit signs, safety signs for fire rescue, classroom telephones are just a few of the items that were removed and stolen this week. And that's coming from a school in Texas. So again, this is happening across the country, mostly in high schools, but in some middle schools as well. The things that I know of that have been stolen, I'm not going to give away the name of my school or where it is right now, just because I don't know who could be watching this, but if you work there, you know. The things that have been stolen in my school consisted of soap dispensers, toilet paper rolls, trash cans, mirrors from the bathroom, and also some kids are removing toilets from the walls, which apparently there's videos that show them how to do that. They how to screw the toilet off the wall and take it out. Some of them are flooding the restrooms, and all of this is considered a devious lick. The problem with this, there's so many problems with it. Obviously, one, it's vandalism. One, it's destruction of property. It's warranted for arrest. But a lot is the 75% of the kids that aren't involved. They're and you'll talk to anybody that's experiencing this in their schools. They're shutting down and really reserving the times that kids can use the restroom. And I don't know, being a teenager, that's a really awkward age. And it's very sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. I would hate to be like told, like there's an entire period where I'm really not supposed to send anyone to the restroom. And I know a lot of kids like are not even really going to the restroom. They just go out to like take a walk, stretch their legs, kind of. I know who the kids are that are messing around. I know who the kids are that aren't.
Well, and I think, and the thing is when I was in high school, I mean, I would finish my work early. I would be like, hey, I'm going to go to the nurse's office, and I was going to go hang out with the nurse. And so, like, I mean, to be able to told, like, hey, you can't do that because of this, that would just, first off, it'd bug the hell out of me. Because that's what I would do every math period. I would finish my math homework. I would go to the nurse's office, and I would hang out in the nurse's office with the nurses. And if I couldn't do that because of something, because of these hooligans, I'd be pissed. Sorry for the coarse language.
Hardly coarse. But yeah, it is frustrating for a lot of the kids.
Kids these days need a good old-fashioned ASS whipping with the ball.
They really do. It is bad. Like, it is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It is bad. And that's why when you've asked me about how my week's been the past weeks, am I kind of tired? Like, it's a lot. And it's a lot to, like, patrol that and know that that's going on. And also, like, I get nervous for my stuff. Only thing taken from my room has been a trash can, and I have really no proof that was that. Like, whatever. That's the biggest thing you got is my trash can. Like, whatever.
Well, see, I've seen, I mean, on TikToks, like now there's like teachers who are like, will stand outside the bathroom during passing periods.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they won't be in the bathroom, but they'll stand outside the bathroom because, like, I can't even enjoy talking to my other teachers because I have to sit here and make sure you guys don't steal things.
Yeah, they are putting some teachers on like hallway duties like that. I mean, we've always had hallway duty, but now it's like immediately outside the bathroom. But there are like, at least at my school, there's very specific times where they're completely shutting down and locking all of the bathrooms except the ones in like the middle of the school. And then there's times where they're opening it. One of the times where they're opening it is at lunch, and you've got like 500 kids in a cafeteria and they all gotta go. So it's very inconvenient. So I'll just read a little bit about it. The majority, I mean, it's all over there on the internet, but
well, it's really not, because people at my work did not know what Devious Licks was. And then yesterday I was like, do you know what Devious Licks is? And one of the girls was like, no. And then I looked at the guy that was waiting to get his drink and I said, do you know what Devious Licks is? And he goes, yeah, it's all over TikTok. And she goes, where have I been? I go, I don't know. It's literally all over. This is not a plug for TikTok. We are not sponsored by TikTok.
I guess it depends on like what's on your FYP. Like, I know that I've been seeing stuff recently for like, because you know the internet knows what you're doing for whatever reason. A lot of my FYP is like teachers that are struggling to, like, I guess, command this or to take control of this. The latest challenge to gain popularity on the social media platform is the devious lick trend, or some people have called it the diabolical licks or the dastardly lick. And lick is a term on Urban Dictionary for a successful type of theft, which results in an acceptable, impressive, and rewarding payday for whoever the person committing the robbery is. So I don't know if they intended to sell these items. I personally think it's just for views. It's just for clout. It's just for attention from their peers or from people that are just watching them on the internet. So this trend originated in early September after a TikTok user named Jug for Alias. I don't know. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Okay, I said Brad last week.
Elias. They posted a video showing a box of disposable masks that the user claimed to have stolen from a store, according to at newjersey.com. A month into school, absolutely devious lick, he captioned it. Should have brought a mask from home. Now look at you walking around campus maskless, you dirty dog. So that's how it kind of started out, similar to the milk crate challenge that I presented in my crazy story. That the milk crate challenge was at least like that wasn't taking things from anyone.
Yeah.
That ended up garnering over 345,000 views before it was removed from TikTok on Monday. So before Monday, I guess since like the beginning of September, this had been going on. Like, there was a very specific sound that they would play and kids would go into bathrooms and take certain things. So like I said in the beginning, soap dispensers, exit signs, safety signs for fire rescue, fire extinguishers, classroom telephones, toilet paper, mirrors, doors. You'll see in the video that will play. These are just some of the items that are being removed and stolen within the past few weeks. I've also talked to a few other educators that I know from like the org community, and some kids take it to a whole nother level with I don't even want to get into it, but doing things to the objects they steal. At Hamilton High School in Chandler, Arizona, students were allegedly stealing soap dispensers from the bathrooms, which prompted the school principal to send a letter to parents warning students they could face a school suspension, full restitution, and a police report if caught. So because this is theft, a lot of students if they are caught. Now, a lot of them are smart enough not to put their faces in the TikToks when they lick or whatever they want to call it when they steal.
Yeah.
But some of them are. The good news is that last Thursday, a spokesperson for TikTok confirmed to people.com, where I did this research, that they have taken action regarding the viral challenge. They said, we expect our community to stay safe and create responsibility, and we will not allow for content that promotes or enables criminal activities. So they have shut down this hashtag. They've redirected them to community guidelines. If you were to go online on TikTok and attempt to search devious licks, you'll find no results found.
I'm doing it right now. I forgot I was on TikTok and I forgot I'm not going to start playing. How do you spell devious?
Devious.
Devious lick. Oh, people are getting smart.
What's it say?
It's no longer devious licks. They're now spelling it devious ILCKS.
Isn't that LICKS?
No, ILCKS.
Okay, so they're still doing it. They're still.
Because literally, like.
That's the sound.
Hey man, you already know who it is.
Like, it's still there, so. Oh, someone literally said, I'm about to have the whole world in my hands. They're about to steal the globe.
Not the globe. So that sound that you heard is like the sound that it comes from. So for a while I tried to sit on this. I have no answers as to why this type of behavior is warranted. It's kind of very similar to like the behavior we see in teens with like cell phone addiction. This is something called Paradigm Malibu. And this is, it explains how social media addiction most often entails two distinct characteristics of addiction: the extensive amount of time spent on social media and the underlying reasons why they're engaged online. So a lot of this is very similar to other addictions that people have, like drugs, alcohol, sex, cheating, whatever it is. It's that rush of dopamine that people get from whatever attention that they're getting online. And a lot of students, and I know personally for me, the students at my school come from homes, maybe not even homes, but like situations that are broken. Their life is difficult. Some of them don't even have homes. Some live in shelters. So the ability to get any type of attention, even if it's not their phone, not their social media, if they're in it, if they're a part of it, they get that dopamine rush that feels good. It's just really sad that they have to do it this way. According to a study of Shepherd's Hill Academy.
You have a lot of studies in yours, and I don't. Go ahead.
I'm just looking at this right now. 92% of teenagers go online every day. I would argue that's more.
How much?
They said 92%.
I know it's like 98.
More of that.
It's like 98, 99. Like, you don't got no 92%.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, what did he bring?
Oh, Rob just brought me dinner.
Hi, Rob. Come on. Everyone pop in. Show everyone who you are.
He's low-key shirtless, so probably not.
Well, never mind. Never mind. Wait to the family-friendly show.
He and the dog just got back from like a walk in the rain. So 24% of teens are online almost constantly. 76 to 80% of teens engage in social media: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. 78% of parents say their teens are distracted by devices when they are together. So teens can become addicted to social media for a number of reasons. They may be feeling overwhelmed, lonely, just bored, stressed, or anxious, disconnected, and shy. And this provides an escape from the problems of the world. So I'm sure a lot of this is, things that people, just signs that people already know.
Yeah.
But I guess the point of this is just like, if you know someone that's a teenager or maybe involved in this, I think teens just need a little bit more one-on-one personal conversation.
Yeah.
And that's one reason I am an educator, and one reason, even though this stuff really, really sucks, that I tough it out, because if I can get a kid off a phone for 5 minutes to have a conversation that engages a part of their brain, that doesn't provide a rush of dopamine to the brain as a result of positive feedback to create a high for them, like this type of behavior does, it's something that can go a long way.
Yeah.
So,
See, I think
don't know the point, but it does something for kids.
I haven't seen a lot of this. Oh, by the way, ready, Chrissy? Ready? Kahlua, but not Kahlua. Nova.
Oh, look at the baby. Hi, Nova. You're on the internet.
Oh, and I lowered my screen. That's a Nova appearance. He never wants to get on my lap anymore, so now I gotta show everyone my messy room. I saw this thing, and it was about it was on TikTok. It was about this principal, and it was like over the head announcement about the devious legs. And the principal literally said, "If this continues, we're taking away homecoming, prom, and the seniors who are a part of this will not get to walk in graduation."
Wow. Our
And
homecoming
like,
was postponed. They postponed they postponed ours. I think this is part of the reason.
Due to it. I'm sorry that I'm
It might be COVID related too, but I think so yeah, that is.
Should I play a little bit of these devious licks?
Yeah, I mean, if you were watching it out of context, you might be like, "Oh, look at that!" Like, if I was not a teacher and this was fiction, like, okay.
Here we go. Let's just some last.
Here's some examples of what this is.
Hey man, it's that hoop life mixtape. It's that pretty boy music. If you on the streets, man, you in the gutter, man, you got bitches like this. You feel me?
Oh my God, the language.
It's the same song.
Hey man, you already know who it is. Your boy Lil B. Hey man, it's that hoop life mixtape. It's that pretty boy music. If you on the streets, man, you in the gutter, man, you got bitches like this. You feel me?
I'm skipping some.
Hey man, you already know who it is. Your boy Lil B. Hey man, it's that hoop life mixtape. It's that pretty boy music. If you on the streets, man, you in the gutter, man, you got bitches like this. You feel me?
That's of a cop car.
Ooh, wait, I didn't know that one was in there. Oh, this one looks like a backlasher.
Oh.
Ultimate Leg. Hey man, you already know who it is. Your boy Lil B. Hey man, it's that hoop life mixtape. It's that pretty boy music. If you on the street.
Not the cat.
I think that was a dog.
A dog. It looked like a cat.
Oh,
See, like out of context, sometimes it's funny. So those were really, really like higher level stuff.
I said, "Oh, the dog."
Usually, it starts in the bathroom.
Oh. Well, of course, we got to show the ones that are not in the bathroom. But, oh my goodness. Well, anything else on this? Do you have anything else?
I guess the last thing I'll just say is like it's illogical, it's annoying, it's disgusting behavior. It's unfortunate, it's very inconvenient for teachers and kids in the schools that do behave and just want to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I think we also need to think about like there's no easy way to solve the problem other than like doing, distributing punishments the way principals and administrators have done. But we also need to understand, okay, like why is this happening and how can we fix it? Like how can we drive teens a little bit more away from this? Like, and like I'm guilty of it too. Like I'll go back and like watch clips from like a game I won to feel good about like, oh yeah, I won that John like a year and a half ago. I just said John, like to feel good about it. So we're all kind of guilty of it. I think people just need to look a little deeper into themselves. We've all stolen something in our lives.
Yeah. but not.
Toilet,
I am not. No, I will never steal a toilet in my life. I mean,
and then I also wonder, like, how do they get these toilets like out of the school? Like the soap dispenser, I can see, like, yeah, that can go in your backpack. But like these mirrors and these toilets, I'm like, how are these kids like getting this stuff outside?
gosh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
So yeah, like I said before, if you know a teen or you know a teacher, like just talk to them, have a conversation, just try to do anything that's going to get them off of the internet for just 5 minutes of their day. Everybody doing that just a little bit more and pushing kids away from that.
I think there needs to be a time where TikTok like takes a break, like they just shut down their servers. I think that would, I mean, it will cause a heyday, but I think they should just.
And this was right after they shut down Milk Crate, so they.
It's the song about this generation: Tide Pods, Cinnamon Challenge, Chubby Bunny, Milk Crates. But no, I mean that. I mean it's very yeah. But Chrissy, are you ready for mine? Okay.
I am.
Okay, I'm gonna put a trigger warning in front of this, and it does have to do with emotional suicide and stuff like that. So I will tell you that. But I'm not going to tell you the title of this article that I got this from. I pulled from an article from All That's Interesting by Katie Serena, and I also pulled from Wikipedia. So of course my mouse is not working on a day where I need my mouse to work.
Me neither. I brought my mouse home from work today just for this.
My mouse isn't working, and I have my iPad here. Okay, let's see if I can do this with my iPad and my computer mouse at the same time. Okay, technology, it fails us when we don't want it to. Okay, so Chrissy, do you know who Evelyn McHale is?
I've heard the name.
Okay.
Don't
well,
know.
This is Evelyn McHale. Okay. And though her death is infamous, not much is known about Evelyn McHale's life. Okay. She was born in Berkeley. This is hard because I was going to have this here, but now I have to have like my hands on my fingers and my fingers on my hands, and this mouse isn't working. Now I'm mad. Okay. Evelyn McHale was born in Berkeley, California, to Helen and Vincent McHale. She was one of 8 brothers and sisters, and her mother suffered from an undiagnosed. You know what? Sorry, guys. I'm gonna move my notes over to my computer. So this is why it's unedited, everybody. Are you about to start singing? Okay. So she was born in Berkeley, California, to Helen and Vincent McHale. She is one of 8 brothers and sisters, and her mother suffered from an undiagnosed and untreated depression. This led to a challenging marriage, and sometime after 1930, her parents divorced, and the children all moved to New York to live with their dad, Vincent. Okay. In high school, Evelyn was part of the Women's Army Corps and was stationed in Jefferson City, Missouri, which is only about an hour from me. So, go Jeff City. Later, she relocated to Baldwin, New York to live with her brother and sister-in-law, and that is where she lived and where she met her boyfriend, Barry Rhodes. She worked as a bookkeeper I'm going to butcher this so badly, at the Kitab Engraving Company on Earl Street in Manhattan. That's where she met her fiance, Barry Rhodes, who was a college student discharged from the United States Army Air Force. According to reports, Evelyn McHale and Barry Rhodes intended to get married at Barry's brother's house in Troy, New York on June 1947, but their wedding never came. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm like sad. I'm like sad already.
Don't cry. Okay.
Y'all know how easily I cry.
Again, here is Evelyn McHale. I don't have a picture of her and Barry Rhodes. Unfortunately, there was no There was no photos. I tried to find some of Barry Rhodes, and I couldn't. Okay. On April 30th, 1947, McHale took a train from New York to Easton, Pennsylvania to visit Barry. The next day after leaving Rhodes' residence, she returned to New York City and went to the Empire State Building up to the 86th floor observatory. And here is a picture of what the view is from the top of the observatory. So that's pretty high up.
Oh my God, I'm scared just looking down. I can't. I'm so bad with heights.
It's a photo.
I'm so bad with heights. I know.
Okay.
I feel like I was there once, like in middle school.
After she got to the 86th floor, she took off her jacket and put in a note into a black pocketbook next to her neatly folded cloth coat over the observation deck wall. She then proceeded to jump off the 86th floor down to the streets of New York City, where she landed on a parked limousine. A security guard was reportedly standing approximately 10 feet from her before she jumped. Rhodes did not notice any indication of suicidal thoughts before McHale had left, and Detective Frank Murray had found her suicide note in that black pocketbook. The note read, "I don't want anyone in or out of my family to see any part of me. Could you destroy my body by cremation? I beg of you and my family, don't have any service for me or remembrance for me. My fiance asked me to marry him in June, and I don't think I could make a good wife for anybody. He is much better off without me. Tell my father I have too many of my mother's tendencies." Yeah. I came before I continue. I came across this story because I was reading. I heard Alexa tell me that the Empire State Building had its own zip code, so I started reading, and then I found this article. And for 3 hours, I spent just opening links and tabs and reading more and more, trying to figure out as much information about her as I could. Evelyn McHale never got her wish of her body not being seen, because 4 minutes after her body landed on a United Nations limo parked at the curb, a photography student named Robert Wells ran across the street and snapped this photo that we are seeing. The photo that the student snapped shows Evelyn McHale looking almost peaceful, like she could be sleeping, lying cradled in a mess of crumpled steel. Her feet are crossed at the ankles, and her gloved hands rest on her chest, clutching her pearl necklace. This photo would later become one of the most infamous photos of all time. Since being taken on May 1st, 1947, the photo has become infamous, with Time magazine calling it the most beautiful suicide ever. The photo, however, has lived on for 70 years and is still regarded as one of the best photographs ever taken. The image of her body on the car, taken by Robert Wells, has been compared to this one. Oh, no, I don't have a photo of it. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. Has been compared to this one, taken by Malcolm Wild Brown. Oh my God, I can't. Sorry, guys, this is a delay. I guess I had never saved it when I thought I did. Taken by Robert Wild Brown. Okay, it's been compared to this one, taken by Robert Wild Brown, of the self-immolation of Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Quang Dong, who burned himself in the middle of a busy Saigon Road intersection on June 11th, 1963, to stop protests.
Whoa.
Yes. which is another photograph that has highly been regarded as one of the best. Ben Cosgrove of the Time described the photo taken here. This one I'm going to show is a colored version made into that has been colored and redigitalized. Ben McCosgrove of the Time described the photo as technically rich, visually compelling, and downright beautiful. He said her body looked more like it was resting or napping rather than dead, and looks as she is lying there daydreaming of her beau. Because it doesn't look like she has died. She looks like she's asleep. This photo has been regarded by many. Here's what the car looked like after their body was taken off. So this is her body. Her body would have been right here.
The impact.
Yeah. It destroyed her stockings, her nylons, everything. This photo has sort of gained a legacy. Andy Warhol used Weil's photo in one of his prints entitled Suicide, Fallen Body, which I'm about to pull up onto the screen right here. Suicide, Fallen Body, because you can see the photo. And that's an Andy Warhol, so that's very famous.
Wow. Yeah.
David Bowie, in the 1993 video for single Jump, They Say, also recreated it in this photo right here. It has gained a legacy of being used. And in Radiohead's 1995 music video for Street Spirit Fade Out, they both included a recreation of the image, with Bowie and Tom York respectively splayed out on the top of a smashed car. It has most recently been viewed in the 2015 music video for Bad Blood by Taylor Swift, where Taylor Swift has also been sprawled out on top of a car. Yes.
That's where she got the inspiration for that from?
Yep.
Wow.
As I have said, it has caught, like, it's been a legacy. It's like it's lived on for time.
I totally just Googled it. There's so much.
There's so much. Yes. While her last wish was that she didn't want anyone to see her body, the photo of her death has lived on for decades and will continue to live on, and will probably always remain one of the most beautiful suicides ever taken. And that is the story of Evelyn McHale.
Wow.
When I saw that, I was like, I have to do this story. Like, the other story I was gonna do was about this guy named hold on, let me see if I can find it.
There's so much like photojournalism on this, and then so much photojournalism that's like inspired by it.
But like they don't, because there's no grave of her. There's no grave. There's no nothing. Like her legacy literally is interned into that story.
Did they actually burn her body?
They cremated her. As per her wishes, her family cremated, so she has no gravestone. She has nothing. And there's nothing about her life besides what we already know, what I said. The other thing I was going to talk about was Kevin Hines, who is 19 years old, and he hallucinated and jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. He threw himself headfirst over the bridge railing, a fall of 220 feet into the San Francisco Bay. But during the fall, his body rotated so that he hit in a sitting position, and he said that when he jumped, there was a millisecond of free fall. And in that instance, he thought, what have I done? I don't want to die. God, please save me. He was rescued and he survived. He has actually now gone on to talk about suicide prevention. And he's actually came to my university about 2 years before I came here to talk about suicide prevention and stuff like that. So he He still says that he has nightmares from that day, but he is fully able to walk and fully capable of it. So my dad wanted me to, I didn't put this, but every bone in her body was completely broken to point the time where that they removed her body. She was jelly.
Wow.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that because that was not in the article I read, but that wasn't an article I did read. But guys, if you guys have any thoughts like this, just take a look at this video and please.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, are worried about a friend or loved one, or in need of emotional support, help is available.
Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org.
It's free, confidential, and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even if it feels like it, you are not alone.
Once again, that number is 1-800-273-TALK or 8255, or you guys can visit the suicidepreventionlifeline.org. You guys are not alone. There's always someone willing to listen and willing to talk. If you need to reach out to us, you're more than welcome to do so as well. And we will throw up our email or our Instagram right now for you guys to do that as well. Moving on from such a grim stories that we had today, Chrissy, let us
different
talk.
than the usual week.
I know it's different. We didn't.
But
We
it's
never
important.
done.
It's important.
Let's talk about Survivor. Last week we did our draft. This week Survivor premiered, and I have to admit that Survivor premiered with the best opening that I have ever seen. I am going to play just a little bit of a little clip that they gave to us. So I'm going to share that so everyone can see. Oh, it started playing before I was even ready.
It was that exciting.
It was that excited.
If y'all have not watched,
If you have not watched, spoiler alert.
it is a new era, guys. You can
And
start fresh. If you've never seen this show, just start.
All right, let's just take a little sneak peek at this. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Can you hear it? Woo! That's all I'm going to show of that because it's a spoiler alert, but ooh!
That shot of the crew, that whole like breaking of the fourth wall, you see how many people are there.
There was so many cool things and so many aspects that I saw that Jeff wanted to add in. That was the point where they wanted to show more of the crew this year. They wanted to make sure that they brought us into the game. So there's the game within the game, which I actually played last night because
Oh my god, I cannot figure that stuff out. Did you?
Okay, so the game within the game, I went into, and it was the words. It was a picture of a Sunday minus the word day, with a wand minus the D. So it was day one, and then it was the letter A and 2 lions. Day one, alliance. And then when you did that and you went in, then there was like a little puzzle that you had to solve, like a word puzzle. And my big brother brain, it was the letters ETOV, and my big brother brain went veto.
Veto.
But the actual answer was vote, and I was like, wow. But no, there's so many aspects that they wanted the crew. He wanted to break the fourth wall, which is why after he asked the question about removing the word guys from come on in, guys, he looked at the camera and said, check mark that box. We did it. We're done. And then when they did finally say they wanted to remove the word guys, he said, if you guys have any issues with that, you can at me at Jeff Probst on Twitter. I probably won't read it.
And then they put his Twitter.
And then they put his Twitter up. But no,
he knows that it's Twitter that like he would do that.
I loved it. What was your review? What did you think?
I loved last night. I thought there were so many new things that really spiced it up and made it interesting. I thought the prisoner's dilemma.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually have it here. And I want our audience to participate in this. So, guys, I'm going to ask this. This was the prisoner's dilemma that they asked the contestants last night. Imagine you were taken from your tribe. You're the single person. You're taken from your tribe, and you meet the two other players from the opposing tribes. You have to walk 1.5 miles up a giant hill. You get up there, you learn these people, you get to know them, and then as soon as you get to the top, you have to split ways. You get down to the bottom of the mountain, another 1.5 mile trek back down, and you come upon the wheel. And this is what they did. They came upon a wheel, and the wheel said, risk your vote, or protect your vote, or risk your vote. And this was the prisoner's dilemma that they were given. If all players choose protect your vote, nothing changes. All players stayed the same. Nothing lost. Nothing gained. If all players choose risk your vote, then all players lose their vote at the next tribal. But if it is a split decision, players who choose protect your vote remain the same. Nothing lost. Nothing gained. The players who chose risk your vote receive an extra vote. What would you do? Let us know in the chat below. Chrissy, what would you do? Would you protect your vote or risk your vote?
So originally I was going to say that I would protect my vote because I'm very much like a tribe strong kind of player. However, seeing how it played out, I think I would actually risk my vote because you could easily like pin it on the other two people that were there. Like if something went wrong and you lost your vote and it affected the outcome of that tribal, you could easily pin it on those other two people and say, well, not everybody else protected their vote. So I said I protected my vote, but then I lost my vote. And they would probably be doing the same thing. So they wouldn't even know who was doing it. Now, JD, what does he go by? He was in a little bit of like a rough spot when he went there. So if I were him, I don't know, but it paid. Never mind. Watch. Well, we said spoiler alert, right? It paid off for him. So it's going to be helpful down the line for him. So I would have risked my vote now that I know that there's 3 other people doing it. And
I would have risked mine too. Like, and that's the thing about coming on to the Survivor. Like, I have auditioned for this show 5 times. So, like, I already know that when I go out there, I'm going to be risking, I'm going to make bold decisions. And if risking my vote guarantees me an extra vote, then I'm going to do it. Because I want that extra power. Because that extra vote will become vital down at the very end of the line. And if you know you're leaving, Chrissy, if we're on a tribe and I know I'm going to be the one voted out, and I know that my extra vote's not going to matter, I could pass that extra vote on.
Oh, did they say that?
I don't know. I believe. I don't remember. But no, that was kind of cool. The challenges were unique. They're different. They're the same challenge, but it's more stressful and more devious. It's 26 days.
They're a double, starting off with a double. I
have a feeling it's going to be doubles until they merge.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen too, because when I don't know if you saw the video that was posted like a couple weeks before the season when the cast was released, they pitched their ideas for like a twist. And I think it was Xander or one of the guys said, you know, if there's 3 tribes, usually 2 of them win, but only one of them wins. And I was like, I think that's going to be one of the twists because of the shortened season. And sure enough, it was. And you got to see so much more gameplay that way. It was cool.
And, and I think what's kind of cool is this 26-day game. And guys, we'll talk more about this like in depth on our Survivor episode. It's going to be an hour and a half long. We have a bunch of friends who are coming on to be with us. Plus, we have our interviews with Adam and Lisa. So those are going to be cool. So wrapping this up, I think the thing is there's a lot more twist that's happening. And there's a lot more. They don't know what is going to be thrown at them. Now, what I think is cool is that they brought us into the game. And so we know where advantages are located and where, like when Tiffany, oh my goodness, I thought Tiffany was going home. I thought you were going to lose your Tiffany.
Queen, I know. I was scared.
She was right there next to that thing. She wasn't even looking. And so it pissed me off because I was like, it's right there, you fucking idiot. And I said, sorry.
Yeah, Jeff got to hide it there.
Exactly.
I really want to see someone reach in that thing and have a 1 in 6 shot and get safe And
But they
like,
can only use it one
Idol's
time.
coming out.
They can only use it one time for the
Okay.
season. But the thing that I was reading before the show, and this is what we're going to end it off on this, and we'll talk more about this again in October, is Jeff, they asked Jeff, did you guys reveal the winner on the island, or is it still a secret? And he said you had to think about the risk versus risk. Do you risk revealing on the island and someone accidentally spoiling it? Or do you risk doing a live show and COVID be a nightmare and not be able to do a live show? And so he goes, so the answer to your question will be revealed at the end of the season. And I was like,
Always Jeff. Always Jeff. Oh, God.
So that's our little Survivor a little bit. I'm glad we got to talk about it. We did update our draft. I haven't posted it yet because I didn't want to post it because I knew people couldn't watch Survivor on the day. But so far, Chrissy and I are both down a player. We have both lost someone. So
R.I.P.
Chrissy has lost Eric. I have lost Sarah. So, but surprisingly, our first boots have always stayed.
Okay, Brad was so messy though. I really thought he was going. I'm kind of want him. I actually see him getting like 9th, 8th, or 7th place. Like I feel like he's gonna be around for a little while.
So the real reason why everyone is here, I believe we are announcing what we're doing in October. Is that correct? Is that why people are here? I think that's why people are here. All right.
Like 4 viewers, they're so excited.
The whole 5 people who are watching this show.
5, yay!
So here it is. Here's what we're doing in October. We are going to be. We do not have a show next week. It is a 5th Thursday, and like I said, 5th Thursdays we don't have a show. So October 7th we'll be back. We'll be having our crazy news stories from September. Trust me, there's been a lot. We're not going to use Devious Licks. We've already used it. 10/14 is our hometown crime stories. Chrissy, have you figured out what you're doing? You don't give it away. Keep it as a secret.
I'm between 2 things, but I'm working on it.
I have finished. I have not started mine, but I finished figuring it out. I've even reached out to Let's Go to Court, who I got Cookie Butter from. They did one of their stories was my story. So I talked to the girls and I was like, hey, give me some helpful advice on how to present this story. So they're doing that. They may actually be coming on eventually. I talked to them about teaming up with us for an episode to give their advice on their lives and what they do. So that's going to be interesting. Yes. But 10/14, hometown crime stories. October 21st, it's our highly publicized Survivor Roundtable special. I can already confirm Adam and Lisa Stanger. They are going to be there. And then I can also confirm that there are already going to be 6 people who are going to be joining us that night. 5 people. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. There are going to be 5 other people who are going to be joining us that night, along with me and Chrissy. And we're going to talk all about Survivor. So it's a Survivor roundtable. We're going to get to know our favorite people. So be watching out for the cast announcements of that, because that's going to be really fun. I've already started reaching out and getting everyone's favorite Survivor player ever. So, and then we're going to wrap off the month on October 28th, which is 2 days before Halloween, or 3 days before Halloween, with our personal interest pieces and what's coming up for September. Now, I will tell everyone, September is going to be a very short month. There is only going to be 2 shows in September.
You mean November?
And November. I'm so sorry. November is going to be a very short month. There's only going to be 2 shows. And one of them is going to be an hour-and-a-half episode. It's going to be our retrospective episode and our season finale. That is right. We are ending this season with, we're on episode 12 now, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We are ending this season with 18 episodes, which is very good for our very first season. But I have some exciting news. So, Chrissy, I am going to roll the tape. Are you ready to
Don't humor this man. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. Humor this man.
All right. We are going to roll the tape. Here we go. That is right. We are coming back for a season 2. It is going to be in February. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. And we are changing this show up just a little. But yes, we only have 18 episodes. I think that's pretty good for our very first show.
You did great.
So if you guys were to look at YouTube and look at the titles of the shows, they have been retrofitted to look like seasons. So we are currently on episode 13 or 12. I don't remember.
It says it on the StreamYard 12.
Okay, so episode 12. And so we only have 5 more left. But Chrissy, thank you for coming on. Like always, it's been a good show.
It was a different kind of week. We talked about some heavy stuff, and then we talked about Survivor.
Well, if you guys, once again, if you guys do need to talk, you guys know you guys can go to 1-800-273-TALK, or you guys can visit the suicidepreventionlifeline.org, or reach out to us via email at CJ Unedited Podcast or the CJ Unedited Podcast on Instagram, and we're here to talk, and we'll guide you guys in the right direction. We are no means counselors, but we will be your confidant, and we'll help you guys get to the right place if you guys need to. Chrissy, roll your social media.
One thing I do want to mention before we go, guys, something I am excited about. I can't tell you any results, but
You're pregnant.
What's up?
You're pregnant.
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, damn.
Didn't I just have like a White Claw in the last episode? No. God, no.
You're drinking Arnold Palmer. It's a different thing. It's changed up.
If I was, I probably would not announce that on here. I probably would eventually. I'd be like, hey. Oh my God, no. Still like not totally decided about that situation. Might be cool with just a puppy. But anyway, I did play on September 11th. I played in a live reality game. It was my first live reality game. It was called Survivor Philadelphia. Oh. And I will get the information for their they have I think it's just Survivor Philly at Instagram. They don't have anything up yet. It should take them about 3 to 4 months to edit and produce the season. But if you guys want to see me being over dramatic, voting people out, and having really bomb-ass confessionals, it was really, really a fun day. I made lifelong friends. There's now like a huge group chat. I'm now kind of integrated into this like live reality game community too. So really fun. And if you ever want to play a live reality game, let me know. I can point you in the direction. Otherwise, my socials are always the same at crosmac_4. If you want to follow Kalua's, she has at Kalua Pup 410.
Why didn't I mention at Kalua Pup when we were talking about her doing?
As I said, that's where the foam pictures are. So if you want to see Kalua playing in the foam, go to her Instagram. She just updated yesterday. And yep, my bear shop.
I don't know why we're talking about bras now in the fall.
Oh my God, I have to work Saturday. We got I was working Saturday. We didn't really have anything new, but all the swim is half off and 75% off because it's almost October. So cheap swimwear. Great week.
Guys, go ahead and follow me at Instagram at jhanton. I started posting. I posted photos of Cam Brown concerts. If you want to check those out, they're really cool. I'm going to be posting more. I have a lot more coming up, a lot of new things. I'm going to a wedding this week, so that should be fun. Follow our Instagram at CJ Unedited Podcast. Our email, as always, is cjuneditedpodcast@gmail.com. Or you guys can follow our link tree, CJ Unedited. Our next show is October 7th. It is Crazy News Reports. That's 2 weeks away, guys. Remember, 2 weeks. There is no show next week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Guys, please tell your friends about us. Like us, share us. So if you guys want to hit that little bell at the bottom that says subscribe, you guys will always be notified of when we go live or we have a show about to come out. I think that's about everything. I think. So, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us this week. I know our stories were a little grim, but I think we had, I think it was kind of interesting to learn and kind of important parts of history. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember to live your lives 100% unedited. Good night.